Many thanks for joining us on the program. Now, to look at this Lagos State Urban Regeneration Project, we have on the program Engineer Aramide Adeoye. She's a special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Works and Infrastructure. A pleasure having you with us in the studio.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for having me.
Now, tell us more about this Urban Regeneration Project by the Lagos State Government.
Thank you once again. Good afternoon, Nigerians and Lagosians in general. So, when we came on board, as part of the strategic moves to be able to get the city moving forward, we decided that urban regeneration was critical for us under the themes agenda of this administration. So we looked at areas around Ikeja, Victoria Island, Ikoyi, Koshofe, and then we realized that in order to improve connectivity, we needed to regenerate those areas because they were beginning to, infrastructural decay was beginning to affect the way people commute. And of course, travel time, of course, was lengthened. So what we then do? We identified 4 roads in Ikeja GRA that will fit into that regeneration program, mainly Obadosumu, mainly Shobarobi-Odu, Oduduwa Way, and Oduduwa Crescent. And like I said, last week Friday when I went on inspection, we saw that Obadosumu was practically completed. The contractor also was more or less done on the Obadosumu Drive, and then you had the Shobarobi-Odu still ongoing, as well as Oduduwa Crescent. And then we also looked at outfalls. We saw the problems that was beginning to come up along with the expressway. So that's an interface problem between the Ministry Office of Drainage Services as well as Ministry of Infrastructure. And we're working assiduously at it. And I'm sure we'll find a solution before the end of this month. But that's a problem that also, the interface is not just at the state level, but it's also an interface on the federal side. Because as you all know, that's railway line, that's part of the federal government's rail line. So 1 or 2 issues, and I'm sure we'll resolve it. So I think in the course of doing that, we might have to work during the night, partially open up the road, open up the box culvert, but we'll find a way around how to drain off that water so that place, the flooding reduces. So that's on Ikeja. So also in Victoria Land, the 4 roads that were awarded also under the urban regeneration. So we had roads like Adeola Hopewell, which is more or less done now. We have also the church, you have the Church Gate Road. Then you also have the Ade Malakija. And then you also have, so Ade Malakija, you have the Church Gate, you have the Adeola Hopewell. Those roads have all been emanated for construction, and about 50% of them have been completed. For Ikoyi areas, you have the recently 4 completed roads in Milverton, in Thompson, in Latif Jakonde, as well as and Thompson. So those 4 roads are all done and finished. And then the next phase of roads that will follow the same urban regeneration. The whole idea is get these roads now. It's not only, just as you're doing on the mainland in Ikeja, you're also doing in Koshofe. Okay. So whatever is good on the island is also good for the mainland. So you have roads like Demori come up, Agidi, but roads Agidi, Demori, they all come up, and then you also have link roads. Link roads like, there's a road that comes up, linking from Lakpere and can take you up into Ogudu. It's called a link road. So it's like a bypass. But there's so many things on the table here. So how does the Lagos State government intend to fund all these projects? Good question. Essentially, 70% of the money we get from IGR. Okay. We get from IGR budgetary provisions. But there's one thing we also source with bond. So that bond, under the bond proceeds, you recollect that Lagos as a subnational, last year we had 100 billion under the bond, and 65% of that money went into funding some of these projects. So essentially, we're getting our monies from normal IGR, from the FAC revenues, which are not enough, but of course the creativity and the ingenuity around the IGR reserves, as well as the bonds, ensures that we keep running. But at the same time, I must admit that Lagos, being the critical, everybody knows it's the hub of Nigeria. It's a heartbeat of the nation. We desire, and Lagosians deserve to have more, but we can only do more unless people pay the required taxes. The appropriate taxes, timely, appropriate quantum, as well as in time. I think those are the 2 things that we must, because we know that a large percentage of people do not pay the appropriate taxes. It's not as if they don't pay, but it's not appropriate, and then it's not timely. And so it's my sincere appeal. We can do more only if we have more. So when you have more, will this shape the future of Lagos? Tremendously. As I speak, you have over 50 strategic roads that must be done in Lagos for the next 10 years. And those 50 roads will cost money. some form of calculations that we've done at constant prices as at today in Naira terms, subject to inflationary increase, is well over 500 billion. You have over 50, and they will gulp money. And so Lagosians we want to commute as fast as possible. We want to be able to do that without stress, but it also requires money. And you want to also build infrastructure that is world-class, that is sustainable, that people can maintain, and it lasts you forever. All of this costs money, and you can only do it when you have enough to do it.
Engineer Aide, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the program.
Thank you. Thank you.